Alicia and Chloe, they live up there in Queensland, that Aussie family. They're very, very likeable, very, very lovable. Won't you come and join them, that Aussie family, that Aussie family. G'day mate, how you going? Oh, good, no worries mate. You hungry? One of these might stand him up. Put the barbie on.
Alright guys, this next video I want to show you right after me talking is just absolutely freaking disgusting. Now a lot of you that have followed our vlogs for a long time may remember a trip we did to Thailand with an organisation called Destiny Rescue that rescues young child prostitutes out of the brothels of Asia, India and various other parts of the world. But I tell you what, this video that you're about to see is absolutely disgusting. Absolutely disgusting. It's the sort of thing that we go overseas to try and combat, and why we continually donate to organisations such as Destiny Rescue. Guys, check this out. I couldn't believe it when I saw this video. I just could not freaking believe it. If you're, this is the sort of stuff we work against. You know, when we go overseas, we try and work against this sort of stuff. But this particular agency was all a setup. This, what you're about to see, was all a setup. But the actual fact that someone would agree to assisting someone like this just blows my mind. What a disgusting piece of trash this person must have been. Guys, check this video out, drop your comments below, share and favourite this video, get this video around, let's get it out there, let's expose this crap. Guys, I'll talk to you soon.
In January of 2011, undercover investigators went into Planned Parenthood of Central New Jersey, posing as a pimp and his prostitute. Sex trafficking of minors is a federal crime and punishable by imprisonment for 10 years to life. Any person who aids, abets, or counsels a federal crime to be committed may be punished as if they had committed the crime themselves. The pimp was greeted by the clinic manager, Amy Woodruff. The pimp asked Planned Parenthood to help him provide secret abortions and birth control for his underage sex slaves. Will Planned Parenthood comply with the law? Help the pimp cover up his sex abuse of underage girls and become a partner in crime?
So we want to make it look as legit as possible. If they're minors, just tell them to put down that they're students. My partner in crime.
Offer the pimp advice on how to run his business.
I mean, they still got money, you know?
Yeah, waist up,
okay.
Or just be that extra action walking by.
So we're involved in sex work, alright? And there's some girls that we manage that we're not quite sure if I got it from one of them.
Okay.
Alright, so they might need to come in here and get tested as well. Do you guys provide
yeah,
services for that?
Excuse me. So for women we have two options. We can either do a full GYN exam, so that would then involve the breast exam, the pelvic exam, pap smear, stuff like that. And then we can also do the STD testing at that part. And then that way, if they're having any issues that need actual further looking into, that can be taken care of at that point in time.
Now the thing is, okay, so some of them are like, some of them are young, they're kind of like, some are like 15, 14, and some of them don't speak any English, you know, because they're not even from here, so it's like, how can they come in here, because they don't always feel comfortable coming into facilities.
One, minors are always accepted without parental consent.
Okay.
The only thing that you do have to be careful is, if they are a minor, we are obligated, if we hear any certain information, to kind of report. So the first thing with that is, what if they do speak English or even Spanish? It doesn't matter what they speak. It doesn't matter what they speak. If we're going to have it translated, they just have to be aware that they have to be careful with what, you know, I'm not kind of like leading in, I don't want to get anybody in trouble.
I know, it's fine. How would you recommend, like, because you want them to get the help, so
exactly.
what would you recommend?
Exactly, but so mainly, like, on the paperwork, there's going to be a point that asks, you know, like, are you sexually active, stuff like that. If they're under a certain age, we're kind of, you know, me and my other counselor, like, for the most part, we want as little information as possible. We want as little information as possible because we're not going to get involved in this shit. Excuse my word.
No, that's
Once we get to the nurse practitioner, she's a little bit more anal, so she likes to kind of dig a little bit more. So how old is your partner? You know, that kind of stuff. So that's where, you know, so even if they lie, just say, oh, he's the same age as me, 15, you know, so like if they're 15, it's just like mainly 14 and under, we have to. Doesn't matter if their partner's the same age, younger, whatever. 14 and under, we have to report.
14 under. That includes being 14. Right?
Yeah,
Okay.
14, you know, once they get to 15, then there's a little bit more playroom. So as long as they just lie and say, oh, he's 15, 16, you know, as long as they don't say 14, and as long as it's not too much of an age gap, then we just kind of like, play.
What if they do say they're 14?
Well, you know, then from there, it's just really watching what they say.
What if they need an abortion, though?
Oh, that's a completely different story now.
Oh.
Now, if they're this is more just for testing the stuff.
Oh, okay.
We need to know about that.
Yeah, if they come in for pregnancy testing, at that point it still needs to be. You never got this from me, just to make all of our lives easier.
Okay.
If they're 14 and under, just send them right there if they need an abortion. Okay, let them deal with it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Will they ask
Okay.
questions or anything? Do they need ID or something?
They won't need ID. Then they're going to be a little bit more different, but their protocols aren't as strict as ours, and they don't get audited the same way that
Take them to
we do, like with the chart.
the
So pregnancy,
Metropolitan
14.
Medical
Like
Association.
this is for 14 and under. I'm saying. Once they hit 15, it's kind of a whole different playing field with the age and New Jersey guidelines. You know what? I want to see. Let me get you guys a copy of this too.
Okay. Yeah.
Let me just do that now before I get sidetracked. This is actually just a minor's rights. This way you guys have a copy of this.
Oh, good. And
so you already kind of know before you get into any situation, like, oh, all right. Okay, no, let's not do this way, let's go this way. You know, that kind of stuff.
Oh, my gosh.
Hang on 1 second. I use this as my Bible.
Okay, there you go. That's your Bible. All right.
No matter what, you get so many parents, I mean, like, you understand where they're coming from, but it's like, oh, but she's a minor. Okay, yeah, so.
Hey.
still needs to be safe.
Exactly.
You know.
Like, you know, she's still entitled to care without mom knowing what the hell's going on. So, all right, so for pregnancy, 14 and under, just go straight there.
Okay.
Keep us out of the loop because you know, exactly.
Yeah.
Now, are most of them, when you say they don't speak English, do they at least speak Spanish?
Some of them are like Asian.
Okay.
You know.
No matter what, we do have access to like telephone translators.
Okay.
So if they don't speak English or Spanish, we can make do. Preferably more with the STD testing and the pregnancy testing, only because once we get to exams, not only then they have to translate while we're in here, then there's like no communication in the exam room, and then we need the translator for that, you know, so, or even if they can bring somebody who would translate for them, you know, that would be great too. But that's...
Okay. Now what about birth control for them? Can we get all of that? How would you recommend we go about that?
That they would need to make an appointment for the full exam.
Okay.
And they come in and we just take it from there.
Is there any difference between the ones that are like 15 or 14? Will there be anything different that they need?
No. The only thing is the fees are cheaper.
Oh.
Yeah. What are the prices?
Because we go on a sliding scale fee depending on income and family size.
Okay.
19 and under. Here's the thing too. If they're minors, just tell them to put down that they're students. Just yeah, just kind of play along that they're students. We want to make it look as legit as possible.
Yeah, we want to make it look legit.
So say that they're students, and then as long as they're 19 and under, they go into what we call like the student fee scale.
Yeah.
So they're paying the lowest price.
See, because we might need to just get them in here as soon as they get in here, you know, from out of the country. Why not just get them checked out immediately? You know, that way we know ahead of time.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm assuming most of them were coming in illegally, right? So it's not
so
like
they're not
getting
going to have all the
retested beforehand.
exactly.
Yeah, we're not going to know their health.
And we don't do, you know, immigrants welcome. We don't require social, you know.
Cool.
We try to keep everything as confidential, you know, everything as possible. The only stuff that ever gets shared is like with the State Department, you know, positive results and stuff.
Okay. So for just the results. Okay, yeah, we don't even care about at that point. We just want the information.
Exactly.
Okay. So, okay, so the girls are coming in. You could probably come in with the girls.
Yeah, we probably
And,
Yeah,
like the
just
birth control
just so
and
we
the
kind of
testing.
get
A little more,
you know, you just say like, oh, this is a friend, you know, and as it is, it's like, most of the time I'm the one here.
Oh,
You might
okay.
occasionally
Okay.
Do you
get
have a car?
Yeah, well, you know, and I'm the office manager here, so, you know, any questions you guys just let me know.
Thank you.
But for the most part, I'm usually the one doing most of the interviewing before they go back to the exam.
Okay, so then you know me.
Occasionally,
Yeah.
exactly, occasionally I do have somebody like, you know, who's helping out and floating out. I might have an extra person, so you might end up getting somebody else, but, you know.
Yeah, I'm sure they'll be fine. Like,
You know,
if I'm comfortable with you, then
exactly. You know,
they'll be
and you just
comfortable
kind of.
with you. Yeah.
So the whole thing is like with me, we already know. I see you. We already know we're going to kind of alter the story and kind of see what we can do to kind of tweak information.
Yeah. You can,
So, and if there's ever anything when they're filling out the paperwork that you're questionable, for the most part, we kind of harass you at the front desk. You left this blank. You left this blank.
Yeah.
You just be like, oh well, I want to wait until I talk to the nurse, and that's fine.
Okay.
Because then you just say, I don't understand.
Yeah.
She's a nurse practitioner. She's a very good woman clinically.
Yeah.
Between the three of us, because we're already cool.
Yeah.
We hate her.
But
But that's why you come and you ask for me only.
okay.
Corinne is my right hand. She's the one that was at the desk that you
Corinne.
spoke to with the dark hair. You know,
Okay.
you know, but if I'm not available, you just say, hey, listen, I know Amy, you know, just have her give me a call back. You know, she's,
Okay.
yeah,
Yeah, Corinne seemed cool.
Yeah,
She seemed
she's
cool.
my partner in crime, and we try to
She
do the
knows
best
what's
that we
up.
can.
And then a question: if it comes down that they do need an abortion, how long till they can be sexually active again?
Minimum 2 weeks.
Minimum 2 weeks.
Minimum 2 weeks.
Do you maybe have any suggestions about what else they could do in the meantime? Because
I mean, they still got money, you know?
Yeah, waist up.
Waist up.
Waist up.
okay.
Or just be that extra action walking by.
We might just need to, anyway, we could just like streamline this, like holla at you, slide you a little,
we
you
can
know,
try
and
depending
you
on
can
the-
just get them streamlined.
Depending on what the situation is,
Yeah.
we might be able to do that. So
Cool.
yeah,
Figure out
so,
how
and
to
then
work
if you
with
can,
that.
you
Make
hit
it
me
work.
up, like if you can give me a couple days notice
No,
too,
you got
then
you.
that way I can even have it set up.
You can have it
know,
all
we
set up,
make it all.
streamlined.
Darren and Katie, Alicia and